That is the way to finish a road trip. That is the way to take a series from your dreaded rival, the Atlanta Braves, and that is a way to extend your first-place lead, in all likelihood, over the New York Mets. Here's Ricky Vitalico and Ben Davis. I'm Michael Barkan. This is Phillies Postgame Live, presented by Cure Auto Insurance. We start with the star, Ranger Suarez.
Would you big-time star?
Let me ask you, before we get to all of his great things that he did, would you have brought him out one more inning?
Probably not. Probably not.
95 pitches.
I worry about Ranger getting tired towards the end of the season. So what do? I would take him out of that game in that situation. If you don't have 2 innings out of your bullpen, then you have problems anyways down the line. And I'm telling you right now, they better get some bullpen help in here.
Yeah, well, without a closer, you take the C off a closer, what does that spell? Ben, your thoughts?
Well, I'm just going to give you a couple numbers here, Michael. The cutter miles per hour down 0.8 miles per hour. The changeup down 1.5. The two-seamer down 2.0. The curveball down 2.3. The four-seamer down 3.1 miles per hour on the average for Ranger today. It's alarming. Ricky and I were talking about it early on in the ball game, but he made it work. This guy was just carving that lineup up, and he made that 86, 87 look like 96, 97, the way he was able to command that fastball today. The changeup was outstanding, but that's called pitching, and that's what he did this afternoon.
All right, take a look at our Eye on the Mound, presented by PGW, energy for all of us. And we are talking about Ranger Suarez, who gets his 7th win of the season, 10 straight quality starts. And when you say it's alarming, the decrease in velocity, but he pitched.
Yeah, but he pitches. You know what? That's the one thing I will take over anything else. You look at this Philadelphia Phillies pitching staff, every one of them pitches. I know Sanchez is more of a power guy. I know Wheeler's more of a power guy. Ranger's just that finesse guy. He's not going to break a lot of panes of glass, but what he will do, he will paint like a Picasso, because this is a guy that can get the ball inside to the right-handed hitters. And the one thing that was very noticeable today is that he was able to climb the ladder. And when you could climb a ladder against hitters that are a little bit anxious, you're going to get a lot of swings and misses. Ranger was right there. Did a fantastic job. Look at the paint that he's doing. If you look at these pitches, all of those are on lines. They're not like in the middle. He's staying out of that circle in the middle of the strike zone. And when you do that, you're going to have some success. I will say this much for the Braves. They looked about as anemic as the Phillies offense did in this one. They looked like they were going up there trying to get everything early, and it wasn't helping them either.
Ben, look at that. 10th straight quality start.
It's amazing. Look at that ERA, 1.19. We talk about minuscule. There's minuscule and there's that. 1.19. It's just incredible. It was very Jamie Moyer-esque today. It was very Jamie Moyer-esque. And when I caught Jamie in Seattle, I'm a big guy, 6'5", 250 pounds.
No.
Jamie says, I need you to be as small as you can back there. So I would have to get as small as I could. He said, listen, I don't throw very hard. 82, 83 miles an hour. He said, I aim small, miss small. That's exactly what Ranger did today. When he missed very, very small today. And he was outstanding. And it was just one of those things that it's very fun to catch, but infuriating. I mean, infuriating as a hitter.
Yeah. When you're looking at 8 strikeouts, that's pretty darn good. But you look at the soft contact that he also got, Ranger Suarez, today, which was really comforting to see.
If he's speeding hitters up with the fastball, then he's slowing them down with the changeups. And that was the most intriguing one. That's a 2-2 pitch, and that ball's a foot off the plate. And it almost looked like, should I swing? I'm going to swing at it. It was almost like giving up some at-bats. But why? And I'll tell you why. Because when you speed up a hitter and you have him geared up for a fastball inside, he's got to basically give away the outside part of the plate. When you do that, even if you have to swing or you're going to swing on the outside part, you're not going to hit it with any leverage. What you're going to do is hit a lot of ground balls to the right side, boring little ground balls that still count as outs. I'll tell you right now, I would take the way Ranger pitched today every single day rather than some guy throwing 100 miles an hour who has no idea what he's doing.
Completely agree. And you talked about him, Ricky, painting like Picasso. Ben, you talked about him pregame expanding the strike zone and how much further he could go with each pitch and have a hitter swing at it.
It was almost like, okay, you're going out there with me. I'm going to see how much farther you're going to go out there with me. I mean, this is a guy that threw an 86-mile-an-hour two-seamer to Matt Olson, who's one of the biggest human beings I've ever been around. 86-mile-an-hour fastball. Now, Olsen got a hit on it. It came off the bat at 39.3 miles per hour as a jam shot to Alec Boehm at third base. 39.3. You know how much you have to get in someone's kitchen to have an exit velo of 39.3? But that's exactly what he did. He started to expand on the inside part of the plate to a lot of these lefties, and he got that kind of result. So it was just fun to watch to him carve up this Braves lineup.
Mm-hmm. Also, keep in mind that the Phillies, and maybe it's like this with other major league teams, if they fail to score the first run, their record is overwhelmingly below 500. They're taking losses most of the time. The Braves scored the first run, but the Phillies got back on the board with 2. It wasn't a lot, but it was enough. And here is Bryson Stott to lead off the top of the 5th, going against Spencer Strider, who is increasingly looking like his former self. Might not have the velocity, but he paints pretty good, too. There's a single up the middle.
Yeah, and that got in the kitchen. I mean, that got in Bryson Stott's kitchen a little bit, but he fought it up, hit it up the middle, and he put themselves in a good position. This is this is the game right here. It looked like a little sweeper that didn't quite sweep across the plate, or a slider that he kind of left up, and Kemp didn't miss it. He hits it down the left field line. A good jump, a good read by Bryson Stott to score that run. But here's where baseball came into play.
Little bunt right there, nicely done.
That's a perfect sacrifice.
Be still my heart.
Yeah.
Be still my heart. This is ABC baseball.
Right.
Get them to third with less than 2 outs, and then you get the sac fly here by Turner. It's just that's how the game should be played, and it's how it was enough to get the job done today.
Sac fly here. That scores Kemp. Phillies take a 2-1 lead, and that would be it. Unfortunately, they are not scoring a lot of runs during this stretch.
They're not scoring runs because they can't hit with runners in scoring position. It's been seen since this whole road trip. They went to Houston. They did absolutely nothing. They had one good game down here hitting the baseball, but Bryce Elder stunk. So, I mean, what do you really take out of that one game? There's been 5 other games where they've scored 2 or less runs.
Yeah. Take a look at this feast or famine. And it is staggering. Friday, they scored 13 runs in a win. We know that. The other 5 games, 4 runs combined. That's 0.8 runs per game in the other 5 games. If you include both of those, you get 17. It's still less than 3 runs per game with the 13. 17 hits on Friday, 26 in the other games.
Look at the extra base hits.
Yeah.
5 extra base hit in 5 games.
But yet, and we talked about this pregame, coming in to this game, they're averaging 4.8 runs per game on the average.
That's because look at Friday. You put up 13 runs. That's going to bring your average up. It doesn't matter what you do in 3 or 4 games around it.
Yeah, is this going to be it's been a thing all season. Will it be a problem?
It's been a thing for the last 4 years, Michael. That's the bottom line. It's been a thing. We saw what happened when they went out with Arizona out a couple years ago in 2023, out to the desert with that lead, and they came back and just not able to score runs. It's really hit or miss. That's the thing that I don't like. The one thing I did like today is the fact they didn't strike out a whole lot. Spencer only had 4 strikeouts. I mean, you're talking about one of the guys that is one of the best strikeout pitchers in all of baseball, and Spencer Strider. They only had 4 against him.
Yeah.
So that I can take something away from that. I'd said before in the pregame show, they have to strike out less. They just put balls in play. Maybe something good will happen. It's exactly what they did today. Obviously, they only scored the 2 runs. But, hey, man, it was enough to get the job done and get out of there with a series win.
4 Ks off of Strider and 6 total for the game, which for them is a good day's work for the Phillies. Take a look at the bullpen and what the bullpen did. And we were asking the question, would you have brought Ranger Suárez out for the 8th inning with 96 pitches? And that's not what happened. Orion Kerkering in there and did very well. Thank you.
Kerkering's not the problem. Kerkering's the guy that should be closing out these games right now. And I don't know what's going on here. I don't like the whole match me up type thing because I didn't think, quite frankly, Strom was really matched up that well going into the 9th inning. So, I mean, you look at it this way. Okay, Kerkering goes in there, gets the job done, ends up striking out 3, gives up that one headhunter right there, ends up to be a base hit. But you get out of the situation. He's my most comfortable reliever that this team has right now, and he pitched like it in that 8th inning.
Yeah, but think about that. What Ricky just said, Ben. He's the most comfortable. He's the guy who doesn't. Matt Strom, you're sitting on eggshells watching him. He did the job today. Certainly, I'm not taking anything away from him. But he has given up earned runs at the worst possible times this season as well.
Yeah,
so
his pitches just don't seem to have the same finish and life through the strike zone this year for whatever reason. Now, he did dot some fastballs on the inside part of the plate to a couple of these righties, was able to get some success that way. But there you see the hit by Albies, who's really having a terrible year. I mean, this guy's only hitting 223 on the year, but Murphy, who hit one 451 feet off a Ranger earlier in the game, almost gets another one there, but to no avail. You got 2 outs, and then you had they call it a wild pitch here from JT, but
JT has no clue.
Definitely one I think he would like to have back.
Did not know where the ball was.
Well, he looked back. I think he saw the umpire.
Yeah, I think Strom should be a little bit more demonstrative there. Hey, man, right behind you, back. But unfortunately, Albies gets to third base, and then Fairchild with the fly ball.
This remember my left fielder, Stuart Fairchild?
This ball went way too far for me. Yeah, I can't believe it traveled this far.
Aren't you a little bit lucky that doesn't travel further than that?
Yeah, I mean, that's off the wall. It's game over.
I think you're absolutely right. I think the one thing that he had going for him is that the inside corner to the right-handed hitters, that was where he was getting his fastball to. That's like his normal locale where he lets it go and it's going to just go there. But, I mean, he left 3 pitches out over the middle of the plate that he was fortunate that it didn't turn around on him.
They are now 49-35, the Phillies. They're a game up on the Mets. The Mets getting drubbed right now. It looks like they'll go a game and a half up. 49 wins right now after 84 games. We're on pace for 94 wins, which would be 1 less than last season. What can we expect from this team now going the rest of the way? They get Harper back hopefully tomorrow. We're not positive, but it could be the case that they get him back. And Tuesday starts July. July is the month in which you have the trade deadline. We're expecting for a lot of things to happen. I don't know if that is something we should be thinking.
One thing I expect is for this starting rotation to continue to do the job. It's been just so fun to watch, and they have a game plan. One thing I do like about this rotation is the fact that they have a game plan. If you have that arsenal that particular night, then they're going to attack accordingly. But what I like about this pitching staff is we see Zach Wheeler do it. He doesn't have a certain pitch. He just basically just cans it and goes to something else. Regardless of what that game plan may say, if I don't have that pitch to attack with, I'm going to something else. And that's one thing that I think the rotation has done so well throughout the course of the year. So that's what I'm expecting, is this team to really continue to get wins via the starting rotation.
That's when you look at it, Ricky Bode, that's what they've got to offer us all is the starting rotation. After that,
After that, you're playing with fire. I know what you're saying. I mean, the Phillies have a great starting rotation. That's the one thing you could rest on in the playoffs. I mean, you could literally look at the Phillies rotation. They've been tested. They've been in the playoffs before, and I think they could win just because of them.
Yeah.
And that might be what we're putting everything into.
Yeah, but at some point you got to score some runs, and they get enough today. 2-1 winners over the Atlanta Braves. They get 2 wins on this road trip, coming home now to face the San Diego Padres tomorrow. As we continue, we'll hear from Rob Thompson and all the other players in today's 2-1 win.